The gym was filled with the sharp sound of punches hitting pads, sneakers squeaking across mats, and the low hum of conversations between fighters. In the corner stood Ava, a quiet girl barely noticed by most of the members. She had only recently joined, and though she trained diligently, she stayed in the shadows, never calling attention to herself. Her eyes often scanned the room with a mix of curiosity and caution, as if she was studying everyone, memorizing their strengths and weaknesses. To most, she was just another beginner, someone who didn't pose a threat. But the way she moved, the precision in her stance, the steadiness of her breath, hinted at something deeper, something people overlooked. One afternoon, during sparring rotations, the gym's black belt, an athlete known for his arrogance as much as his skill, noticed Ava. He had a habit of testing newcomers, partly for his own amusement, partly to prove his dominance. "Hey you," he called out, tossing his gloves casually over his shoulder. "You want to spar just for fun?" His tone was playful, but his eyes carried that sharp edge that told everyone he meant to teach her a lesson. The gym went quiet for a moment, all eyes shifting toward Ava. They expected her to decline, maybe smile nervously and shake her head. After all, who would step into the ring with a black belt when they were still learning? But Ava didn't hesitate. She simply looked at him, her expression unreadable, and said, "Sure." The room erupted into murmurs. Some people smirked, whispering about how quickly this would end. Others frowned, sensing it wasn't going to be the humiliation they expected. The black belt grinned wide, clearly enjoying the crowd's anticipation. He thought it would be another easy victory, another story to brag about later. What he didn't know was that Ava had been fighting battles long before she stepped foot into that gym, battles that required more than just fists, battles that had shaped her spirit into steel. When the bell rang, he launched forward with a playful jab, expecting her to flinch. Instead, she slipped the punch with calm precision, her eyes locked on him as if she had already read his next 3 moves. The crowd leaned in, their earlier amusement fading into silence. Something was different about this girl. She wasn't just surviving, she was calculating. Every motion of hers was efficient, deliberate, controlled. By the end of the first round, the black belt was sweating, his grin slipping into frustration. For the first time in a long time, he wasn't in control. The gym was silent, waiting, watching. No one dared to look away. The second round began, and now it wasn't just for fun. The black belt's punches grew harder, sharper, fueled by the sting of pride. He needed to put her down quickly to remind everyone who the real fighter was. But Ava's body moved like water, flowing around each strike with grace. She wasn't meeting his force with force. She was dismantling him piece by piece. The gym's silence turned into awe, every slip and counter making them forget to breathe. And then came the moment. He threw a powerful kick meant to end it, but Ava caught his leg midair, twisting with perfect timing, sending him crashing onto the mat with a thud that echoed through the gym. The room froze. No one spoke, no one moved. The black belt looked up at her, stunned, as she simply stepped back and offered her hand to help him up. She didn't celebrate. She didn't mock him. Her calmness was more powerful than any victory pose. That silence in the gym wasn't just shock, it was respect. For the first time, people saw Ava not as the quiet newcomer, but as someone who carried a strength deeper than titles or belts. Strength that came from enduring, from fighting battles no one else had seen. And in that silence, every person in the gym realized something important. Real power doesn't come from showing off. It comes from humility, resilience, and the courage to step up when no one believes in you. As the black belt stood, humbled and shaken, the gym erupted into applause, not for him, but for her. And while Ava simply bowed her head and walked back to her corner, her presence left a mark on everyone there. A mark that reminded them that sometimes the people you underestimate are the ones destined to teach you the greatest lesson.